Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do, I believe it's the last member that I have to do an individual reading for in the Boyz. Today it's Haknyeon's turn. I hope I'm pronouncing his name right. There's something about the way his name is spelled that makes me think like I'm not pronouncing it in the right way, but I'm still learning. I'm a baby Diobi, so bear with me, be patient. So I was looking a bit at his birth chart, and it makes sense that even though he is a Pisces, he has a lot of fire elements. There's something about especially when I see him perform, or when I see, for example, in the pictures or in the concepts, there's a passionate side coming out of his energy. He's definitely very magnetic. There's something about him that is really magnetic, and that it caught your attention and you cannot figure out why. And I was like, oh no, it's like he's not the typical Pisces, you know. Even though he can be sweet, obviously, but there's not that effect of that very elusive kind of energy. I think he's very straightforward. His energy is very assertive, and probably he seems like the kind of silent and observant person. Probably is his Mars in Scorpio. That when you see them in groups, he's always like in the back observing, and he just is very natural. He just joins in, or he just says what he has to say when he wants to, or when he feels like he's ready. But there's something about him that seems really magnetic, that it caught your eye. And him in the moon in Sagittarius, it makes sense because when he smiles, it's like he has like, it's not I mean, his smile is very Pisces, because Pisces, they tend to have a really beautiful smile, and it's a really sweet smile. But in his case, it's like this very, almost like this very playful, this very like a kind of mischievous kind of a smile, and it's very broad, and it's very honest, and there's something about him that it just amazes me, how powerful his energy is. And I believe all of them have this quality, because like I was saying, when I started doing readings for them and I started ruling for them and becoming a Jobi after I saw them in Kingdom, is that when I did the first general reading I did for them, you know that I talked about how the group has so many members, and that sometimes it's difficult to stand out, or maybe to be able to find your moment to shine, or to be able to be remembered. Because I mean, maybe not from someone that it's a fan, obviously they know all the details, but when you are when you want to get to know, when you want new people to join, when you want new people to follow a group, sometimes those groups that have like a lot of integrants or a lot of members, it's a bit confusing, you know. Sometimes it happens to me. Sometimes it can be like a 5-member group, and probably I just recognize 2 or know the names of 2, because it's like for one way or another, they tend to be the most popular. And I think that for the Boyz, like the way I'm looking at their content, I can see that each of them have a lot to give, and they have their different personalities, but at the same time, they are very energetic, and they have this kind of, there's something about them that seems so natural, and so it's an energy that it's very attractive, because even though they are all really young, they do have this strong charisma, you know. It's not like this very soft, or maybe like you would expect a bit of naiveness. No, I think that they definitely complement each other really well, and each of them have a lot of different approaches to the way they perform. And I love how sometimes how the lines are distributed, how the choreographies also are distributed for each member to have their moment to shine. And I think that this is very strategic, and this is very important when you have so many members. I think that also the company and people that are behind them, the choreographers and all these artists, are really good at making this group memorable, because there are many members. So I like Haegyun. I like him. So let's go with the archetype cards that he got. He got the mediator, the whisperer or the gossip, um, and the judge. So yes, definitely there's something about his energy that he is, like I said, he gives me this vibe of this person that probably doesn't intervene that often with words. It doesn't mean that he's not talkative. It means that he chooses when to join a conversation and when to listen. So probably he's really good at listening and catching information also. Because here with the mediator, I think that he probably, if he is quiet, he is like observing and he's really present in the room. It's not that he's not paying attention. It's just that he's very selective about where he puts his energy in. He's also very perceptive because he has also a lot of water in his chart. So, but he is someone that he is really in control of his energy. So I think that he can be a bit unexpected when he says what he thinks or when he speaks his mind. Remember, he has a Mercury in Aries, so probably he's very outspoken, he's very honest, and probably with that moon in Sagittarius, a bit blunt when he has to say things to the members. And probably in all his relationships, not just with the group. But there's something very soft about him. It's something really like very deep in the way he delivers the message, or in the way he communicates. He can actually change the whole mood of a conversation, especially if they are arguing, or there's like a misunderstanding, or if they are not getting to an agreement, or they are not contemplating each other, or they are being stubborn. He is capable of coming up with a solution. I mean, when he opens his mouth, he is able to say or to give feedbacks or to point out a point of view that probably all the other members just didn't see the way he saw it. So he comes out with a new perspective. So I think that this is why he's a great mediator. And also at the same time, because he's also very free spirit, in the sense that he doesn't like to impose his ideas to anyone. I think that in the group, I also said, we have a lot of people that are cardinal signs and a lot of people that have like very strong leadership kind of energy, you know, so they can sound a bit like bossy. So, and they all are very, they are all ambitious at the same time. So I think that for him, and probably the other Pisces also in the group, and I mean also Jacob, because I know Jacob it's a Gemini, but I always see him as a Pisces, because that moon in Pisces of his, he reminds me more of Pisces than the other two that are Pisces sun, actually. And I think that he's just chilling, you know. He's just like there. He just wants to have fun. He just get involved when he feels like it's the right moment. He's really connected with his intuition at the same time. So he knows. He's just very observant. He looks like he's very very laid back. He looks like he's very like just spending time, you know, going with the flow. But whenever he opens his mouth, he's really sharp. He's really intelligent. There's something about him that he just goes straight to the point, when probably there are other people that have that probably to make a point or to say something that they want to express, they probably use a lot of words, and they try to sugarcoat a lot of things. And for him, it's like really simple, when he says what he thinks, it's really straightforward. And also here with the gossip and that I call it the whisperer because I translate it from what I can see here in Spanish. I know that in English the card is called gossip, but I see it more like whisperer, and you can see in the picture that is someone whispering to others. And if we mix the whisper or the gossip with the judge, I think that obviously there are moments that he can be a bit too blunt. Probably if he, and I think that it's not easy for him also to open up, but it's not that he cannot open up or he cannot be honest. It's just that he doesn't want to. There are moments where he just prefers to probably talk with the people that he's closest to, or probably the members that he feels really comfortable in, to say what he really thinks. So this is probably why he is in this whisperer or gossip archetype, because it's like sometimes he doesn't say what he thinks, or he just hides his opinion, or he just doesn't share what he thinks or his point of view because he's like not interested. And also here with the judge, I think that there's something about him that I think that, like I said, he really caught my attention when he's in the corner really silent. Like, I don't know why. Probably it's his Mars in Scorpio that is very like, like I'm a moon in Scorpio, so it's like I can tell that he's hiding behind the members. It's like I can tell that among all the other members that are being sociable and jumping around, there's someone hiding in the corner. I can see that. I can read a lot body language, yes, gestures and body language. So I think that probably he has this kind of presence when he's not saying anything, but probably you feel judged by him. I don't know why, but here with the judge archetype, I feel like it's like there's something about him and his presence, and when he's silent, that it's very like overwhelming and a bit intimidating, because it's like he has this very like a strong intuition. So whenever he's silent, it's like he knows something, and if he's not saying anything, it's because he's holding back, because there's some harsh truth, or there's something that he doesn't want to say in order to not bother others. But it's like he knows, and so this is why when he opens his mouth and when he does share his opinion, he probably is like everyone just turn their heads to watch him, because it's like it's not that he has these moments very often, but when he does, there's something about it's like I don't know why, but he gives me this energy or this vibe that whenever he comes out of the silence and starts speaking his mind, it's like he becomes this giant, and he's really like powerful, So I think that he has some controversial kind of ideas. Like probably he has a few point of views that are a bit like I wouldn't say they are not nice, but I would think that he is very like he goes straight to the point of the matter. He doesn't sugarcoat things. So even though he can smile, he can say it with a smile on his face, and he can be funny, and he can be goofy. There are moments where he is really where there's a kind of wisdom in what he says, and at the same time there's this like it seems like he has a lot of potence, like a lot of like um, a lot of inner strength in the way he says things. So probably he says a few harsh truths or something like that. So, and it's like no one is ever ready when he has to say something. So I don't know if it is true or not. Probably Jobis can actually clarify this for me if you think the same, but this is what I see in the archetypes. So let's go with the tarot cards that he got. He got the Eight of Wands, the Page of Cups, the Fool, the King of Cups, the Five of Cups, Two of Swords, the Devil, the Ace of Wands, the Seven of Wands, and the Knight of Swords. A lot of wands, so a lot of fire energy here. I think here with this all these emotional people and characters here, I think that he there's something about his emotions, and there's someone that he had been involved with, but it was really brief and it was really fast. It was like an instant attraction that actually it didn't work out, or it didn't turn out to be something very official, or something, or an official relationship or something like that. It was more like love at first sight, or it was like an instant attraction. And then he just disappeared from the scene or from this person's life. I think that there's something about his nature, and I blame this to his moon in Sagittarius, that is like, even though he's really romantic and that he's a gentleman and that he does have feelings, and he's passionate, sometimes he can be a bit too passionate, or it's like he it's not it's not it's easy for him to make a connection with someone that he likes or someone that he's attracted to. There's something about his energy that he's really smooth. He's like a smooth lover, but at the same time there's a bit of uncertainty in him. It's like you never know how he feels, or he becomes distant and suddenly you never see him again, something like that. So he's actually feeling a bit remorseful about that. He's feeling a bit guilty, because I think that this person also was very interested in him, and they had like a good chemistry and there were feelings, and this person probably is more emotional than him. But at the same time, it's like he is still not ready for a formal relationship, or he's not. I think that he's always looking at the horizon. He's always looking at the future, at what other opportunities he can have. But he loves actually to. He loves romance. Actually, I see him like he loves romance. He just doesn't like the fact that he has to end things, or probably when it is no longer fun, or when the chase is over, or the conquer part it's over, when the thrill of the chase it's over. It's like he gets really like disappointed, and then he just vanishes in the air, and stops talking to this person, or stops ignoring that person. So because he doesn't want to be too blunt, he doesn't want to say the words, to be like, oh yes, we're not going to see each other anymore, or I don't feel the same for you, I don't want, I'm busy, or I'm not interested in that way, I don't see you that way. So I think for him to end things, it's really hard. He feels like it's not something that he feels really indecisive, because he's like he just prefers to leave all the options available just in case. So this is why sometimes he doesn't end properly the relationships or the situationships he has, because it's like he prefers to leave the door open just in case they end up meeting each other again. And in other parties, because he's very indecisive. And also here with the devil card, I think that he definitely has a lot of sexual drive. He has like a lot of stamina. He has a lot of passion, and he can be pretty sexual too. So I think that, yes, like I said, he's very magnetic. So there's something about the way he moves, the way he acts around the person that he likes, that he is like this seducer. So even though we see him like being this really sweet and funny guy, there's an aspect of him and actually have been really lucky when it comes to uh, pursuing someone that he's interested in. But I think that, and also there's something about him being really bohemian and being really insecure. So he, at the end, it's like he starts off feeling really confident about his relationship with someone, but then he starts feeling like he's not sure if he wants to continue or not. So then with the we have the ace of um, the Ace of Wands and the Six of Wands. So, yes, I think that he is realizing, or at least he's going to be realizing in the next 6 months, that definitely all his drive and all his passion and everything that he feels inside of himself, this fire burning inside of him, that he needs to put it in like in his work. He needs to put this energy in a more productive way. I think that when he is busy or when he is working with the members, he feels a sort of satisfaction, and at the same time he feels a bit more at ease with his energy, because I think he has a lot of energy inside of him. He has like a lot of strong feelings, and probably his body is very strong. It's like he's able to overcome anything. He's like a warrior. There's something about his, even though he can be, or he can look like he's small than the rest, he's very strong physically. It's like, and he has like a lot of strength and a lot of vitality. So I think that he definitely is someone that, in order to not get himself into trouble, because we know that they are idols, so dating scandals and when you are just starting is not a good sign. So I think that for him to actually not being so reckless, or actually not making rush decisions when it comes to who he dates or who he hangs out with, or him hanging out with the opposite sex, or him having a girlfriend. I think that for him it would be better, and I think he's realizing that he needs to focus all this passion nature of him. He needs to focus this on work, probably on doing a lot of exercise, on doing a lot of activities that requires a lot of physical efforts. He needs to calm himself down, because I think that he's really young, he's really impulsive, and he doesn't want to get caught up in scandals. I think that he's also someone that is he's very passionate about his future also. Like I said, all the figures about him are looking at the horizon. So he wants to preserve his image, he wants to preserve his job, he wants to protect the group, protect the role. So he knows that he has a responsibility, and he knows that he has to be more responsible, and that he has to be in control of himself. So I think that for him to actually being busy, and I think that for all of them, I'm not saying that the company needs to put them to work all the time, but definitely they are very young. I think I said this in the general, they are all really young. They have a lot of energy. They are very driven. They are very passionate. They are very ambitious. So definitely, if you have a group of 11 people with this kind of energy, you need to give them something to look forward to. You need to give them like a very stable kind of plan. You need to give them content. You need to give them ways of them connecting with their creativity. So you need to bring them possibilities, and also opportunities for them to express themselves, so they can use this drive and this energy in order to be successful. If you leave them just to be in the dorms or to be with themselves or to have too much time on their hands, it's probably that they will feel tempted to do a lot of reckless, passionate, and impulsive actions that a lot of people from his age and their age do. This is not something that it's not normal. It's really normal, and what's interesting about Haknyeon is that he's actually acknowledging it. He's actually seeing this. He's seeing that he has like this kind of pattern when he starts to feel really passionate and when he starts to feel a bit uneasy. You know, like he feels a bit hyperactive, like he needs to get out and do things. You know, and also sometimes he just wants to be sociable, and sometimes he just forgets that he's an idol. He needs to take care of the way he interacts, you know, because it's like everyone is watching and everyone is ready to, you know, there's always someone that is ready to spread rumors or to spread misinformation. So probably him being nice to someone or talking to someone on the streets, I don't know, something really like casual can be taken and can be transformed into a huge scandal that would not only affect him but would affect the group. We had seen it with other members, so I think that he definitely needs to stay inspired and very focused on his career for now, especially if he's really not, he doesn't really know what he wants out of relationships or out of connections. I think that it also makes him feel a bit anxious when he doesn't know what he wants. So he needs to do a lot of inner work. He needs to get to know himself a lot too, and connect more with his intuition and his development as a young adult. So this is all I have for Haknyeon. This is the end of the series. So guys, I wanted to remind you that I had opened my Patreon, so if you want to join, and you can also leave your questions in there or request one question at a time. So probably I can like publish over there some questions or requests that here are not in the process of doing those readings. So I will guys see you in the next video. Bye.